Stop, drop, open up shop. Whoa, whoa. That's how the Buffalo Bills roll. Stop, what? Drop, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how the Buffalo Bills roll. Way, pow! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of VIVA LOS BILLS. We are happy. We're moving on. We got another week to play coming up on Sunday. Buffalo Will, Cousin Vinny, Bobby Back Jack in the background. What's up, everybody? What's going on, Vinny? How you doing?
What up? Hey, it's stop, drop, shut them down.
See, I'm
open up shop. Right? We go way back with the DMX, but that's what's up, man. That's perfect for this week. That's perfect for this week.
Oh, hold on. You see, I messed it up. But listen, we always pop a bottle of beer or something. I went a little fancy. This is like a fancy beer. This is like a big beer. It doesn't have a cork. What is this? Edmonds beer.
That's a twist top. It's a twist top.
It's from Belgium. So, Bobby came out for this one.
What's that, bougie beer?
This is bougie beer. We're winning, and we're still in it. Lemons, hey, and it's got
Good.
Raspberry lambic beer.
Man, you all high tech. I thought I was gonna one up you this weekend. I got me. I don't know if you can see it.
It's blinding right now. You gotta pull it back. Pull it back. Oh, Goose Island. You're gonna feel good after one sip, boy.
But listen, it's got passion fruit flavor, man. So you went with the fruity stuff. I went with the I don't even want to call it fruity. I went with the sweet tasting one this time. Passion fruit. So because this victory was just as sweet.
Oh, well, look at you. I see what you did there.
Like that?
All the Bills fans to the Bills themselves. Cheers. Look at it. Oh,
salute.
Listen, this
is another
victory
for our Bills, baby. Just as sweet.
Hold on. They're messing with me. There's a twist top, right? But then there's a cork. There's a cork too. Good thing I busted out the big boy. Well, you sip on yours. While I get this open. What did you think about the game?
Oh man, great game. I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but I seen they came out in the 4-3 right away. I know you were smiling because when I seen that, there you go, you popped it. Yeah. When I seen that, I was thinking about you right away. I was like, yep, I know he's smiling right there right now.
I'm gonna be fancy. Look at this. I even got a cup. It's a cup.
If you want to be fancy, you got to drink. Listen, look. If you got the high quality stuff, look. See it?
The pinky? There
you go. Hey, but cheers to a sweet win for the Buffalo Bills. Absolutely. Salute, bro.
Salute. All right. Yeah, man. Listen, I think somebody might be watching our show. I'm not sure because a lot of the stuff we said, it happened. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to put the Bills win, Bobby. Boom. Bills win. The Bills win. 17-3. They did pretty much everything we said that they needed to do. They went out there and did it. Said do the 4-3. They did the 4-3. Hold on. Let's check this out real quick, too, because this went with what we were talking about. The game day roster. I said, hey, put Trent Murphy out there. You need him for his leadership and his knowledge. The guy's a vet. He's been around for a while. You know, I know you liked AJ Espinosa. Hey, keep him out there. He put in his work. You know, those guys were out there. Go 4-3 to slow down that run, contain them because they're so quick. And they did it. They looked really good, man. They did everything they needed to do, and they put in that work.
What I'm surprised is with Trent Murphy. I know he's been a healthy scratch the past couple of weeks, and you've been asking where he's been at. Well, he showed up, and he showed up big time this last game.
Yeah, he showed up, and he had that one play that contained Jackson. You know, I don't know if it's a different guy, what he would do. You know, maybe get too excited. One thing from day one when I was in high school, coach always said, watch the waist. Not even, watch the waist. The waist is going to tell you where he's going. And, you know, he tried his little juke, but Trent was like, nope. He just
he broke down really good.
Yeah,
He
it
just
kept
broke down
right
on it.
there. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. It was on point. I like that. What else? Do. Like where? Oh, Tyron Johnson's pick. Oh my God. I think we got that video, Bobby, if you want to throw it out there. If not, I'll scroll down and throw that bad boy on there. If it wasn't for him,
actually, I'll do the comments. You do all your stuff. You usually do.
All right, cool. Look at this. I was getting all lazy over here, and Bobby's like telling me I gotta do work. Anyway. Look at Tyron move, boy. Look at Barkley. Look at that bench going crazy. They were getting it in, man. I will say this: if he didn't pick that ball off, that would have been a touchdown. He had Edmonds beat. He had Edmonds beat, and it would have been a touchdown.
For sure, man. And it's yeah, I was just excited. I thought he was gonna I thought he was gonna keep it in the end zone and take a knee, but you could see that he tried to take a knee, but then he was like, you know what? He saw green grass in front of him. He took off, and the only thing between him and the other end zone was Lamar. And Trey White did a great job of running down the field and blocking for him. So, man, I think the longest in NFL history in the playoffs, 102 yards, tied the record.
It was 101.
101? Okay.
101, and it tied George Teague. Yeah.
Excellent, man. Excellent. I mean, I don't know about you, but I was jumping up and down, screaming. Man, like, because it was, they were ready to score. That would have put the game, I think it would have been 10-10. It would have tied it at that time. So, unbelievable. But getting back to the game, if you want to get into mean this stuff, how did you feel about the Buffalo Bills passing for the first half? I believe it was 25 passes and no rushes for the first half. I mean, that was pretty unbalanced to me.
It was. I didn't like it. Listen, I understand the Bills have been winning doing that all year long, but this is the playoffs, man. You got to mix it up. And I don't know. I was texting you. I was texting our buddy Kyle, and I'm like, you have to mix it up. They know we're passing the ball, and eventually they just, every time we lined up as a 5 wide receiver set, they were sending the house. They were coming at us, and we weren't really doing well. Look what happened when it came to halftime. Halftime, they came out. We came out. What did they do? They ran the ball. They mixed it up. We drove down the field and scored right away. Excuse me. What drove me crazy was they went back to just passing after that. So I don't know if it's that they don't trust Singletary holding on to the ball, because usually, Zach, they split. Singletary will get a series, Zach will get a series. But usually I think I'd have to look up the numbers, but I think Zach carries the ball more. And so that bothered me. You have to run the ball. I don't even care if it's 70-30.
I kind of agree with you there, Will. But then again, look, the week before when they played the Titans, Baltimore, they held the league rushing running back to only 40 yards. I mean, arguably the MVP of the league too. And they only held them to 40 yards. So, I mean, I guess they were just going to say. And another thing they didn't do is they didn't blitz us a lot that first half, which I was a little bit like, what the heck's going on? We're throwing the ball over the place. We're not running, and they're not blitzing. So it was more of a chess match between both of the coordinators. But you saw what happened in the second half when we started, running the ball. We ran it with a little bit more success because I guess they thought we were going to be one-dimensional. But Singletary did a great job. Getting a couple first 2-3 carries of the second half went for 10, 12 yards. The weather was a factor because I know a couple passes that Josh Allen had, Diggs was open and he overthrew him. The wind was just crazy, and the missed field goals was a factor because of the weather. I mean, you're looking at the flags, and I was trying to assess it, like, all right, maybe he's got to pull to the right, maybe he's got to pull to the left. But both of the flags were like this. They were just going in circles, both of them. You couldn't tell which way the wind was going. So
it was pretty tough. Listen, the one thing, like you said, I know, okay, you say, listen, they shut down Travis Henry. But, that's That's their game. It's Henry. So you know your focal point. It's like the Bills playing against Baltimore. Your focal point is to stop the run, force them to pass. So now if you're coming to play Buffalo, your focal point is stopping the pass. You're not respecting our run. Yeah. And that's a problem. Like, you need to mix it up, because if you can become one-dimensional, then everybody, hey, just play press and blitz. You know, that's one thing. Like watching that Cleveland game, Cleveland, Kansas City, on those final plays, if you're right there, 4th and 1, I didn't think they were going to snap it. I was surprised they did. Why not press those wide receivers? You see them going to throw the ball, press them and blitz at least one guy, because you know he's going to make a bad pass or he's going to have to wait a little, and you hopefully give enough time to your defensive line to get to him. So to me, that was bad. They just let him run. Everybody thought Andy Reid was a genius, but I tell you right now, if they don't complete that pass, everybody wants to kill the guy.
Everybody wants to kill him. Hold on one sec. Go ahead, keep talking.
What is this? Just walking off. Anyway.
No, I'm not walking off. I'm not leaving.
Cool. Let's actually listen to the quick clip, like we always try to play now, of the guys, McDermott, after the game, and then we'll get back.
All right, here we go. Hey, great job, man. Great job. 24 words.
Go ahead, give him the ball. Give him the ball.
Hey, you guys just keep finding. Hey, shut up. Keep finding a way. Keep finding a way. Offensively, defensively, special teams, man. Just keep finding a way. We ain't done, huh? Hey, that's a great job, defense. Great job, coaching staff, man. That's a really good football team we just played. Let's go get another one next week. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's right. Let's get another win. Hold on. Oh, Pinky. The Pinky, because I'm classy. Anyway, you heard McDermott say, "Shut up." He's trying to talk. That was funny. You can't be one-dimensional. And like, you saw the results, and I understand you're like, okay, they shut down Tennessee. That's like, all right, you see them, that's like a bully. Now you're gonna let a bully punk you out, or you're gonna like smack them in the mouth? I think you're gonna smack them in the mouth. So even though like the Bills are going up there and they're like, we're bullies, we're gonna stop that run, you still have to take a shot or two just so they respect you a bit. Even if you gain 2 yards, 3 yards, that's less you have to get on 3rd down. You have to put it in, and then you can open up the pass better. And that's what they ended up, just pressing, and we stopped running. It was just bad. You got to mix it up. That's my thing. And one thing that was driving me crazy is all year long, you saw the McKenzie fake sweep or the McKenzie sweep. And that game, he had one, I think, this game, when they went and threw it to him. This game would have been the perfect game for that. Why? Everybody's watching Diggs. Their slot corner, he's really good. I forgot his name, was shutting down Beasley. Smoke was doing okay. They were focusing on them. McKenzie or whoever you would have done, even looking for Knox, I think they would have been open if they were to, like, done that sweep, because everybody was focused on the main guys. And even if you threw something to, you keep throwing Singletary out there as a decoy, nobody's even respecting that. Just throw it to him one time at least. But the win was.
I'm surprised they didn't go with more draw plays, more screens. I think, and Singletary's built for that. I mean, I don't know why they didn't do that. I thought they would do that more. If they would blitz more, I think that would have came. I think the screens would have came if they would have blitzed more. But I was shocked. I was literally like, okay, here comes the blitz. Nothing. Yeah. Here comes the blitz. Nothing. There was a couple times they blitzed. I think they blitzed on the first series on the half when we started to run. Then they blitzed when he dropped back to pass. I think that was the first or second time I saw them blitz. But before that, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, we're not running and they're not blitzing. What the heck's going to give? And it was 3-3 at the half. I mean, I didn't expect that. My final score was 24-17 Bills, but I, in my wildest dream, would have never thought we would have hold them to 3 points. I would have never thought that. Even with inclement weather, even with wind, with snow, with rain, I would have never thought that they would just score. Matter of fact, I was a little bit nervous. I think I told you before the show that I was a little bit nervous if it did snow, because that's going to hinder, Josh Allen. I know Josh Allen's our home field advantage and all that, but you saw how he was throwing in the wind, just a little bit of wind. It was pretty off. So
It was
I thought,
drifting.
it was drifting. So I thought the team that was able to run the ball better in inclement weather would have been the victorious team. But Buffalo Bills defensively did a great job. Leslie Frazier did a good job containing Lamar Jackson. It was unfortunate that he got hurt. Really, I hate to see that. As a love of for the love of the NFL game, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. A lot of these fans are like, "Oh, he's hurt. Now we get to win." Nah, man. Just like this week with Patrick Mahomes, I want him to play. I want him to play because I know our last game we had some hurt players. A lot of the true fans know what we were dealt with playing against Kansas City. With the loss of Matt Milano, and John Feliciano didn't play. Trey White had a hurt back. Your boy 39 didn't play. I always call him 39.
Yeah, Wallace.
Yeah, I know. A couple guys that were really hurt, but we got everybody healthy now. Now we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We'll talk about that later with our matchup for next week.
Yeah, the one thing though, like they had people missing that game too, so it's not an excuse. But hey, those are two main guys that we like on our squad. Those are two starters, big starters. What up, Fred? What's going on?
Fred?
How you doing? Nice. We're chiming in, Fred. We're joining us. Listen, another thing that drove me crazy was I was listening to the NFL Network on Sirius when I'm driving sometimes to work. Was that Kurt Warner was saying, and not just him, but other people. Lamar Jackson lost the game. Like, really? Okay, Lamar lost the game. It wasn't the Bills' defense that actually stepped up and held them down. Last year, the Bills' defense played them very well and held them, contained them. But no, it was the wind, it was the weather. Okay, you want to say the weather? They missed 2 field goals. Guess what? We missed 2 field goals too. So the weather hurt us as well. And then one thing he was saying was that all playoff games should be played in a dome. No. I don't like that idea. I think it's dumb. That's why you try to get home field advantage.
That's right. Also, one thing that's why people forget. Absolutely, Fred. The defense did rattle them. We contained them, rattled them. But that's just like your point. That's home field advantage. A lot of people they forget about the 90s. Nobody wants to come to Buffalo in January with the bad weather, with the winds, by the lake. Nobody want to come over here. Steve Tasker said, "Hey, you guys are coming in January. It might be chilly." Everybody that's a true Buffalo Bill fan from the 90s era and before that know exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah. No, listen, I think that's a bunch of crap. Everybody has their field. You play in it, just no matter what the weather is. It's not our fault. Like, when the Bills go to San Fran in the summer, it might be a little too hot for those Buffalo Bills. They're not complaining about it. So don't complain when you come over here. It's too damn cold. Another thing I've always thought, and I understand why they don't do it because of the money. I believe a Super Bowl should be played in everybody's stadium at least once. It shouldn't just be in warm weather. I get it. You want it for the fans, the money, and it's easier to go to and so forth. But I would love to see a Super Bowl, say in Buffalo one year, where it's snowing and crazy, and it's not just a dome place. You got to play in the elements. It's football. You play in the elements. Yeah. Why not? I would love to see it at least. Everybody, each stadium gets it at least one time.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Football. Look at the tundra. Look at all the stuff that nobody wants to play in Lambeau. That's a great point, Fred. Who wants to go over there to Lambeau Field when it's snowing in January? Ain't nobody want to go over there. It's too cold. You got these guys just like Lamar. Them guys never played. Paxton never get it done. That's true. Lamar never played in snow, never played. He played in cold weather. I had a couple Baltimore fans said, "Oh, well, it's cold in Baltimore too," but it would have been a lot worse if it snowed. That's a bone-chilling cold over there in Buffalo, man. It's way different than a Baltimore chill. I'll tell you that much. But it all worked out.
I get that, but like you said, hey, it could snow in Baltimore too, and I think they're by the bay. That stadium is close by, so maybe they don't have the crazy winds like we do, but it's cold over there. Yeah, exactly. Football, in the elements. That's what is part of the game.
Right.
So you can't be whining about that. Just drove me crazy. And still, nobody wants to give the Bills like credit. There's some players now, people, and I will say this, it's kind of funny, but what I've noticed, I've been seeing more Bills fans around now. Now I don't know how it is now by you, but over here they're like scarce. When you see one, you're like, "Yo, what Bills? Now I'm starting to see some pop up. And I understand, like on NFL Network, they're saying Bryant is. I love watching the Bills play in the snow. Me too. That's actually how I became a Bills fan. Was watching them in the snow when I was a kid, and I liked that. Kyle Bryant over there, Brent, becoming an honorary Bills Mafia guy. So now you're starting to see the Bills play well. You're starting to see more of these bandwagon fans popping around that weren't true fans. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Hey, the more the merrier, man. I don't really care, bro. I mean, as long as the Bills start getting notoriety and a little bit more respect, the 90s, the Bills weren't nobody to mess with. 4 Super Bowls in a row. We lost all 4, but still, I don't think any other NFL team has ever done that. Go to the championship 4 years in a row, which is quite a feat. So I mean, we're one step closer. I'm excited. Hey, the more the merrier. It doesn't bother me none. True fans know who they are. If you know the history, if you felt the pain, I know Fred been a fan. I know you've been a fan from late 90s, early 80s and stuff. Early 90s, late 80s. I know the pain, the Music City Miracle, the Wide Right, all that, But the good thing is, it just feels so good now to go this far. I mean, do I want it to stop? Absolutely not. I mean, we want the trophy. They were showing a depiction of all the trophies that, New England has, Packers has, Tampa Bay has 2, and we're right there, the lone team without any championship. I think this has got to be the year, man. I think this is the best year we're gonna have for a while because AFC East ain't gonna get easier because the Dolphins are making moves to get Deshaun Watson. They got a new coach at the Jets. He looks like he was a defensive guy over there in San Francisco, so they're gonna be balling. And then and New England, who knows what's gonna happen? They're gonna get all the opt-out guys, and AFC is gonna be tough. So I think this is the year. If it's the year, it's gonna be now.
Yeah, I agree. Rob Johnson, that's so messed up, man. I hated Wade Phillips for the longest time, thinking he sat him, and that was actually Ralph Wilson's call to start Johnson and not Flutie. Flutie would have been in that game. We would have won. They wouldn't have gotten to him like they did Johnson. Anyway, one thing Kyle brought up last week was like, hey, Jerry Hughes has to get up and go in. I guess Jerry Hughes saw Kyle's comment. I don't know.
Yeah,
he went, he got out there, got 2 sacks. He looked good. It was, pretty good. The guys, they all played well, man. They stepped up. And I expect the same thing this week against these guys. It just looked good. Now let's get to a little of this news around the league. Actually, what did you think of the other games? Like, I watched Tampa. I pretty much watched the whole Tampa New Orleans game. I caught Cleveland's towards the end because I was working. I ended up seeing replays of Mahomes getting hurt and, watching the end of the game. Cleveland could have won that game. Personally, I probably would have went for it when it was 4th and 9. But then they might have been stuck there, and they probably would have screwed themselves. It's going to send me a video, so check it out. All right, I probably would have for it on 4th and 9, but I don't blame them for punting it. They did a good job, but giving up that 3rd and 14 or 3rd and 13, it was ridiculous to me that you let Henny run that ball and get up there. They should have had a chance.
Not taking anything away from Henny. That was a gutsy run, man. I mean, he ran like I haven't seen a quarterback run before. I'm not saying anything about him. I'm saying about Cleveland Browns. How do you let him get 13 yards on that rush? Yeah. Cleveland choked. I had it as the upset game of the week. I remember that.
Yep.
Remember I told him it was going to be like, what was it, 28-24 or something like that. So if they would have scored, it might have been that score, by the upset, like I predicted. But that call in the end zone with the fumble going in the back of the end zone, it was a helmet-to-helmet contact. That's gotta hurt. If you're a Cleveland fan, that's gotta hurt because it was helmet-to-helmet, in my opinion. And and that fumble rule needs to get changed, man, because he fumbled in the end zone, in the back of the end zone. I don't know what you think about that. That was kind of a rough. That was a game changer right there, man, for me.
I didn't see it, and did they review it? I heard about it, but did they review it to see, or it didn't matter? I don't know if you
could reviewed it. No, but it was clearly a helmet to helmet. Anybody could comment, but to me, it was a horrible no call. So that Browns wound up fumbling on the 1 yard, actually in the back of the end zone. So it was a touchback pretty much. So that kind of changed the whole scope of the game, man. It was. Would
that have been a touchdown for the Browns, or was
it would probably been a touchdown? It would have been close to it.
Yeah,
it would have been. It was right there, the one right there at the pylon. So it was a real close hit. He got hit in the head, side helmet to helmet, and fumbled it in the end zone. Man, it was a tough break for the Browns, and also that concussion that Mahomes got. If you really looked at that, I don't know if you saw the play, but I mean, I don't know what they're saying. I mean, I never saw his helmet really hit the ground. Now they're talking about it was a choke that stopped the. I don't know. So, I think he's gonna play. He's gonna
play
the NFL.
Yeah, they said he had a full practice today, I believe. They said it wasn't a concussion. Because when I saw that play, I'm like, how did he get concussed? It didn't even look like he got hit hard. And even though some people get hit, it doesn't look hard and they still get concussed. But they did wrap his arms around his neck and brought him down tough.
Yeah.
So maybe he cut or hit him certain spot where you could cut the person's oxygen. And that's probably why he woke up like loopy, because they cut his oxygen to his brain for a few seconds. And then I think they asked him, I don't know how many questions, and they said he only missed one question. And being that he missed one question, they said, concussion protocol, you're done. So they're saying that
if you want to go before that, hey, Will, if you want to go before that, they took him already to the tent early in the game, and he was grabbing his foot. I don't know if he had turf toe, something happened with his foot, and you could like visibly see him limping. So I don't know about that call that the coach made for him to run like that. I don't know if it was a call run play like that, but I mean, to put your quarterback in that position knowing his foot is hurt, and then for that to happen on top, I mean, it's safe to say, he's going to play, but he's probably not going to be the same Patrick Mahomes that we're used to seeing. He's probably going to be a little bit more, bad. I mean, he's not even really practicing yet. I mean, I don't think he had a full practice yet, so you got –
well, I think they said today.
Tomorrow, and then a walkthrough on Friday or something like that, and that's pretty much it.
No, I think they said he had a full practice today. Real quick, some news on my buddy Angelo. He's saying, I guess I'm rooting for the Bills. He's like, you know what I'm talking about. What? You a clown. What are you talking about? Anyway, no, they were saying he had something wrong with his toe. He injured his toe, and that's why he was limping. And the guys from the K&K show were actually talking about this yesterday. The Kansas City fans, man, I can't remember his name right now. I think it's Jim, was saying, oh, look at that. It was actually a spinal cord concussion. I can't speak. But they were saying they were upset with the call. Well, my problem with me is what I said, and Beelan from the show actually said the same thing, is, okay, it's a read option. He had the option to hand it off or to run it. He ran it. Fine.
Yeah.
If he runs that ball and doesn't get hurt, nobody's saying anything about it. Yeah. Nobody's saying anything. He gained the yards. Great. He did a good job. But he got hurt. He got tackled rough. So now everybody's upset with Andy Reid calling that play. Come on, guys. Same thing on that 4th and 1. If they didn't convert it, he's an idiot. But he converted it. Ooh, look at his big, his big stuff to call that play and make it happen. And also, hold on, Cleveland on that play, there's no running back. Who do you think he's going to throw the ball to, man? Yeah. Tyreek Hill. If anybody's got is Tyreek Hill, and they just let him run free.
I believe they ran that same play 14 times this season. From what I read, they ran that same exact play 14 times. They did against the Jets in the final minutes. They did it in a couple games that were crucial. 14 times they ran the same play. So, that's why game film is so important. You got to know, you got to know the tendencies and stuff like that. But getting back to Mahomes' injury, his mother even tweeted out that it was a dirty play by the linebacker and all this stuff. But then, the linebacker, I forgot his name, Smith, I believe it was, responded and said, hey, this is football. I'm trying to tackle. I'm not trying to hurt nobody like that. And it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like he had him like giving him noogies and stuff, trying to choke him and stuff. It was just, you got to grab cloth. You play football. When you grab somebody, you got to grab cloth and hope help comes, man. That's your job.
You got to hold.
You can't tackle, grab cloth.
And you got to hold on to him. You got to hold on to him. You can't let him go. And hey, he's a good guy. I mean, listen, you don't want nobody to get hurt. Well, that's not true because I'm old school. Like the old school. That's why I like Bobby Bowden when he was coaching at Florida State. You got a shot, you hit him. It was different times because you had a step, you could hit him. And if you had a step on the quarterback, you could hit him. You want to knock out the best player of the game. I'm the defensive guy. You want to knock out the best player, but you have to hit him cleanly. No dirty shots. Nothing like that. If I can hit you as hard as I can, I'm going to hit you as hard as I can and try to knock you out the game. Clean, though. Clean. And that's what drives me crazy. I don't know if I sent it to you or to Kyle. I was like, hey, they need to hit Lamar or they need to hit these players so they respect us. Absolutely. Everybody's friends. You can see it. A lot of people are friends during these games, and you're not taking that big pop. You got to pop them. I'm playing Kansas City. Guess what I'm doing? I'm
There's a saying that says you can't brother-in-law. There's a saying that says in football, if you play football, you can't brother-in-law.
No, but I'm playing against Mahomes. I'm hitting them.
You hit absolutely. But bottom line, it came down to the field goal. Justin Tucker, most accurate kicker in NFL history. Doink two of them. The look in his eyes, he was like, "What the?" You know what I mean? It was like incredible.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was money. But the one that he did make, you could see how he kicked the crap out of that ball. I mean, it went straight through the upright. I mean, he kicked it like it was a kickoff. But that ultimately was a game changer. And the defense is stepping up. Leslie Frazier did a great job. I think he did a great job defensively, mixing it up with 4-3, a couple blitzes here and there. And you know what also killed him, which I was extremely surprised, was the bad snaps. Just like with Pittsburgh, how does that happen? I mean, they've been having that problem, and they ended up switching their center at one point. They said during the game. One thing that I found weird, which is great for the Bills fans, was that they were complaining about the noise. They had 6,700 fans, and they were like, it was too loud. So just imagine if that stadium was full, they wouldn't have heard anything. So kudos to the fans that were there. They were saying people were posting pictures that hands were all jacked up and stuff. It was great. But now next week, the Chiefs, from what I understand, are allowed to have 17,000 fans. So, I hope the Bills prepare on the snap count and so on and so forth because it's going to be loud over there. Arrowhead is one of the loudest stadiums too to play. Between the Bills, the Arrowhead, there's a couple stadiums like that are super loud. So 17,000, that's triple of what we had. So you can imagine the energy they're going to have.
Well, they're going to try to bolster that so they could sound better, Yeah. But we know who has the most loudest fans are the best fans. Absolutely. I don't have that thing. Real quick, let's get a little move in here. The Tampa Bay New Orleans game, I was a little split. Tampa Bay is like one of those teams I like to root for. Oh, by the way, my buddy Tommy Bobby sent stuff out. My buddy Tommy's over here saying, hey, I'll root for the Bills this week as well, Angelo. So I got those guys talking over there. What was I going to say? Tampa Bay, New Orleans. I like both of those teams. You saw Drew Brees against Tom Brady. Listen, I want to say I never hated Tom Brady. So it was like a toss-up. I kind of wanted New Orleans to win and let Drew Brees sail off like that. But watching that game, his passes were not on point like he usually is. He overthrew the guys a few times. Some of them just almost looked like my strength throwing that ball. And Cook didn't help him at all with the fumble. And then the other one going through his hands, banging off his bicep. Like, you got to catch those. You got to hold on to that ball. That ball, he was holding it like this, My arms are smaller, but he had like probably 6 inches between here and his bicep.
Yeah.
But you
Like
know,
a
you gotta
block of
keep
bread.
it tight. Keep it tight. That guy's holding it like
3-point
bread.
high and tight. That's
That's
right.
right. Exactly. And he lost it.
Yeah,
Killed the
man.
poor guy.
It's a tough break for Drew, like you said. You don't want to see anybody go out like that, but I think it's hit for him. I mean, he had a couple cracked ribs. His wife said that he actually played with a partially torn rotator cuff this season too. So that's stuff that we don't hear about. You know what I mean? It's like we heard about the cracked ribs, and that was just. Can you imagine any other player getting cracked ribs like that and being injured like that and coming back within 3 weeks? I mean, I don't know anybody that would do it but Drew Brees. And he, it was a valiant effort. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. I'm sad to see him go, but once he left the field, I saw him make that turn and look back. I don't know if you saw that at the end of the game. He went in the tunnel and looked back one last time. I was like, oh, he's done. I think he's done. And it was kind of like that. It made you want to cry, even though you're not a Saints fan. I'm not a Saints fan, but you're a football fan. You know what I mean? So you could feel all the time that he put in and all the love that he had for the game, and you kind of feel for it. And then they had a video afterwards of when Drew Brees and Tom Brady actually got together on the field, and Tom Brady was like playing passes with Drew Brees' son, and just talking to him and stuff. That was a cool video. If anybody could look it up, if you haven't seen it yet, it was a cool, touching video that you don't get to see. You always see them in uniform and stuff, but now you get to see them as people. You know what I mean? It was really tough. I think Drew Brees is done with football. I mean, I wish him well. I think he's going to be doing. I think he's going to do good as a commentator. I think he already has a contract to be a commentator already.
He'd get hired right away. The only thing, the other game,
leader, so can't beat that.
No. Also, the Green Bay game, I don't even care about that game. It was like you knew Green Bay was going to win. The only cool thing was to see Ramsey give up a touchdown because he was talking smack to Devontae Adams, telling him, hey, don't run away from me. Don't go, try to stick around, blah, blah, blah. So I thought it was good to see that. And then he was whining like a little kid.
Like a little kid in the end zone when he got burnt on that pick route.
That was sad.
When he got picked off. Yeah.
One thing I did think about, not in that game, but the Tampa Bay New Orleans game was when Tampa won. I was like, right away, I'm like, if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl,
oh my God.
I forgot all about Tampa whooping on Green Bay this year, and we go to the Super Bowl and we gotta face Tom Brady again. Like, part of me wants that matchup, and hopefully the Bills, make it there, and hopefully the Bills win that game, because then you went like this. You got some salt and threw that stuff right into Bill Belichick's eyes, like, get off me. And then you took some more and threw it at the other one, and you got Tom Brady on the other side. You're like, get off of me. And both of them off your shoulders. And the Bills could be like, yeah, he was good. I got them both off.
It's gonna be interesting, that game, because like the Drew Brees, like the Saints, Tampa Bay. We talked about it. I actually picked the Saints by a close score because I knew look at that, 11 fractured ribs and a punctured lung. And his wife just said that he played with a dislocated shoulder with torn shoulder ligaments, whatever.
Ligaments,
shoulder, rotator cuff. What's up, Kenny? But, like I said, the Saints, Tampa Bay, I didn't think, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, 3 games in a row in one season. So that was what had me on the fence. If you go to last week's show, I wanted the Saints to win, but it's really, really, really hard for a team to get beat 3 times unless this one team is super superior and the other one's very inferior. But let's see what
video. Videos.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, he was throwing touchdowns to him, and I think was it who has the daughter? Drew's daughter. I think Tom told him to respect your sisters or something like that too, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get it, Bobby. Fred sent us that video. He's talking about Jerry Hughes in the messenger. I sent it to ours. I can't do it while I'm doing this right now, but if you can try to see if you could grab it. Also, real quick, our buddy Rob, who was on our show, Cowboy fan, Rob Chomp the Clown. He's like, Chiefs are the logical pick. Bills are the sentimental pick. So that's pretty, it's true. Let's get into some news real quick just to get through this. Phillip Rivers, after all this time, retires after 17 years. Good for him. He's one of those guys. Everybody loved him throughout the league. He was the Chargers for me because, he played 1 year with the Colts. But for the Chargers, they always were like the favorite, and they never got to go. So,
Hey,
good for him.
take a break. Take a drink. Come on, celebrate.
What? Celebrate for who? For Phillip?
No, for Buffalo. Have a drink. A little drink break.
Uh-oh, drink break. That means Bobby got the video. You got the video?
Not yet.
What? Now, actually, we probably should have been playing. What is it? Can't touch this because that's what they've been playing. All right. So, we both agree.
Bobby won't play Renegade. I know that. Bobby ain't going to play Renegade.
That's what he should have. All right. So he's gone. Is Drew next? Most likely, he'll probably be gone, but at least Drew won a Super Bowl. Jets, like we said before, we'll get to that one second, Kenny. Jets signed Robert Saleh as their head coach. He was, I believe it's a 5-year deal. Not 100% on that. He was the ex-San Fran defensive coordinator, like you said. So they went defense. Chargers hired Brandon Staley as their head coach, who was the Rams defensive coordinator. So those are 2 defensive coordinators getting hired. Detroit Lions hired Dan Campbell, former Saints assistant coach and tight ends coach. He was actually a tight end in the league for a long time. I think he played for the Cowboys and the Giants. And also in 2015, he was Miami's interim head coach, if you remember that. He coached for their last 12 games, and he went 5-7. I'm not sure if was that when they fired Gase? Might have been. Philly ended up signing today, or expected to sign, Nick Sirianni as their head coach, the ex-Colts offensive coordinator. And Atlanta signed Arthur Smith, ex-Titans offensive coordinator. So 3 offensive coordinators, 2 defensive coordinators are head coaches. Now the only job left is the Houston Texans job, which isn't looking all that hot because Deshaun wants out of there. They did interview Eric Bieniemy, and I know the game's going on so far. The league, you still have a few more games, but why is this guy not getting a coaching job, man? If he doesn't get a coaching job this year, that just tells me either he's a really bad interviewer, where everybody's giving all the credit to Andy Reid and none to him, or they're just saying, hey, this guy has so much talent that he's not as good as people think he is, or whatever.
Nah, I think it's the latter. I think he doesn't interview well from what I've heard, but still, I mean, the guy's great, and I think that as much as I don't want to say it, I think he might be going to Houston. And right about now, who the heck wants to go to Houston? You know what I'm saying? It's like, who wants to go over there now? I know Brian Daboll said he's sitting put for a year because they already coached. They already got your Pinky. They already got the coach over there, San Diego, where we thought he would go. So he's saying he's staying put for another year. See how things go. I'm excited for that. You know what I mean? Because Josh would have to learn another system, and they gel pretty well. But
I'm going to talk about that too.
And I don't. He's still in the playoffs. I mean, he can't interview still, right?
No, they're interviewing him remotely. So they're doing it through the computers, which a lot of these people are doing. But what's going on, man? If he doesn't get hired, we're going to have the whole conversation again because no African-American coaches have gotten hired. You got interviewed. I know Houston interviewed Frazier, but me personally, am I hiring Frazier as a head coach? He didn't do too well over there in Minnesota when he was there. I'd probably give Eric Bieniemy a shot, and I think that's not no grape juice, man. Kenny. Also, it's kind of messed up because I kind of look at this like they're trying to bring in Eric Bieniemy, maybe, hopefully, to make Watson happy and keep him there. That's what would be is a little messed up to me.
Let me ask you a question. I know it's a new era of football and everything, but since when a quarterback has to say who the GM is going to be? I mean, realistically, come on now. I mean, are these guys so much divas that they got to have influence on who the GM is going to be?
GM or coach.
Have these players that were good cared who the GM was. They wanted to play. You know what I mean? So that come on now. I mean,
Listen,
I don't agree with that.
You can have us say, hey guys, what about we go after this person, that person? Just say,
Yeah,
but it doesn't
a
matter. It's the
suggestion,
GM's
or
job.
you could put a little bit of input, but not have a hissy fit and be upset because nobody consulted you on who the new GM was going to be. No, man. Now, if Miami gets them, hey, they might have some good player. They might get a great player, but they might have a cancer in the locker room because who wants to deal with that crap? I know I wouldn't want to deal with that crap.
All right, hold on. Here's another comment here from Andrew Robbins. Buddy Andrew, hey, do I need to root for the Bills? I mean, it's 2 former Eagles coaches. He's an Eagle fan. So let's go Eagles. I guess that's him.
Yeah.
His way trying to say, let's go Bills. That bum.
Carolina Eagles. Come on, baby.
Anyway, who knows? I mean, I think, listen, the problem they said was that, I don't know if it was ownership or whoever went to him and talked to him about it. Hey, we'd like to have your input. But I've always said that about people. Hey, you ask me a question, and when you actually say, hey, you ask me a question, Vinny, hey, what do you think about the Bills? And then I say this, and that about the Bills, and you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter what you think. That's kind of what's going on. And I think that's kind of got him pissed.
But you think he got disrespected in that case, and in that scenario, that they approached him and then they didn't approach him about it. Yeah, I mean, I can see how he could be a little bit upset, but to be vocal like that, and I mean, that organization's a mess. I don't think he's playing there no more. I think he might have taken his last snap over there in Houston.
Listen, the problem is he could sit out and lose all that money.
Yeah,
you know, he doesn't. He has a no trade clause, so he would have to waive it, and they're going to want a whole bunch of stuff. So, like, if Miami does it, if Miami does it, they're going to have to give up Tua and a bunch of picks. If they lost their mind and traded it to the Jets, they would probably take Bradford and a bunch of picks or whatever.
Somebody was saying that might be a possibility too, is the Jets, like you said, like you mentioned.
I don't see that. They would have to give up everything. And they might do it. Who knows? But I don't think he wants to play there. I think he wants to go to sunny Miami, and where you don't pay the, what is it, state tax or –
federal FICA, all that.
So, all right. Last thing around league news: Pittsburgh, Bobby's team, signing their future Hall of Fame. Oh, I don't know about Hall of Fame. Their future quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, to a 1-year contract. See what he's going to do. It didn't take too long for him to find a spot. I think it's a good move. Why not? See what the kid could do.
I think it's a low investment, not low risk, high investment. You know, I think they could get some stuff out of him, but it's kind of like
high reward.
That's high reward, low risk, high reward. There you go. Yeah. It's just damn Goose Island, baby. This is 6.6. That's I'm gonna chill with that for a minute. But you know what I was trying to say. Yeah. But you know, if anybody could do it, be the coach from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he could corral them. And but you know, look what happened with what's his name, Cam Newton up in New England. That was kind of a mess up there. You know what I mean? So is 1 year enough? You know, I mean, the incentives are there and coaches are on him, and he's not a bad player. I like him. So
maybe, well, we'll see what he does. Bobby, if you still have that Kenny comment, whatever it was, the long one, you could throw it out there. We'll see what he said, putting us on the spot or something. All right. Okay, fellas, time to put you on the spot. Who has to step up and be the X factor on Sunday for the Bills to advance to the Super Bowl and send Viva Los Bills and Bills Mafia through tables? I'm saying Matt Milano. Matt Milano has to cover and hold down that middle and slow down Kelsey. That's who I'm saying would be our X factor. What do you think, Vinny?
Yeah. I was gonna say that because that's the guy we need to stop is Kelsey. But you already picked him. I guess I'm gonna go with the offense. I think Singletary is gonna have to be the X factor. We're gonna have to get some type of running game going to get that play action going. I mean, I know they're expecting us to pass first, but if we can establish some type of run game, I know Kansas City's kind of not weak, but that's their weakest spot on their defense is their run defense. If we can establish some sort of a run, I think the play action will open up, and for that I say Singletary should be the X factor on offense, and on defense, Milano.
Yeah, I agree. Singletary, they need a run game, man. I don't know if Devontae Freeman or whatever is going to play for us, the guy. Hopefully somebody gets in there and runs the ball. Antonio Williams, I would still like to see him. I know you're like he's a rookie. Zach Moss
but we're not going to see that much blitzing like we were going to expect from Baltimore. So I think now's the time you could put a guy like that in there. You know?
Yeah,
Power
well,
sheet.
not even that. It's like I said, look at how even TJ Yeldon was in there. He got in at the end of the game when nobody was around, which kind of, it was like nothing. They went 5 wide receivers how many times? It was just, it was frustrating. And it was great to see the linemen get so pumped when they actually ran the ball.
Yeah.
Feliciano actually pointed up to Dable and was like, yo, what? All happy. They were pumped.
TJ Yeldon was like the equivalent of Rivers getting garbage yardage at the end of the game.
But
pretty much.
He didn't even touch. Yeah, he touched the ball like once, maybe. I don't know. It was ridiculous. Yeah. What we got? We're at 50 minutes. Let's get going here. All right, let's look at our matchup this week. Bills versus Chiefs. The first time they played, it was 26-17 this year. Allen, the numbers on this game were kind of iffy. I mean, Allen only had 122 passing yards. They were getting to him. I remember they were frustrating him. He threw for 2 touchdowns and he had 1 pick. And he led the Bills in rushing with 42 yards. All right. Diggs only had 46 yards receiving that game. Smoke didn't play that game, I don't think. Did he? I think he was out. No Matt Milano or Wallace. All right. Mahomes threw for 225. He had 36 rushing yards. But the difference, he threw 2 touchdowns, no picks. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire carried the ball 26 times for 161 yards. And he was averaging 6.2 yards a carry. He didn't. His longest run was 8 yards, so it wasn't like he even broke for a long run or whatever to add up those yards. Those were yards that he would just pile on during the day. The one good thing, I was wrong. I was thinking Tyreek Hill had like 50 yards that game. No, he had 3 receptions for 20 yards. So White held him down. So we know if we're looking at those numbers right now, Diggs was not a factor. Hill was not a factor. So it came down to their running game. And Kelsey had 5 catches, 65 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now I forgot if it was Norman or I think Norman was out too, I believe, that game, but I'm not 100% positive. And Robinson, the other receiver, had 5 catches for 69 yards. So if we look at this, you know what it means? Nothing. It means nothing because it's a new game. It's the playoffs. But if you're going to go by a guideline, listen, they took out our main receiver. We took out their main receiver. Their tight end stepped up. None of our other people stepped up. We need Cole to step up, and we need Smoke to get in there and step up. And hopefully Knox could step up. If I'm looking on paper, I'm giving Kansas City the edge at tight end because Kelsey's a beast. You can't take him away from that. There's possibilities that Sammy Watkins might play. If he does, that helps out their roster a little. I think our receivers are better than theirs.
He's always hurt. I ain't worried about Sammy Watkins. He's always hurt.
But even that, as a whole group, our receivers are better.
Absolutely.
Their tight ends better. Fine. Their running backs are better, I would say, especially with no Moss. And we barely run. So, but again, like I said, it doesn't matter what happened that game. This is all or nothing this week. And if they play or start off like they did against the Cleveland Browns, I think we should be good on that. Hold on one second.
What was the final score of the first game? What was it? 27?
No, 26-17. Bobby's saying the video that Fred sent us of Jerry Hughes was on point or is ready. So, Bobby, you could play that video or you want me to click it?
That's been the way experts have always viewed the Buffalo Bills. They write us off. And I think that's perfect. Like I told the guys last week when Dion did his spiel about how we're going to give up points and we don't play defense in Buffalo. These guys don't watch us. They don't know anything about us. They just want to see what they want to see. So they think Kansas City is the top dog, and that's fine. Let them have all that talk. Let them take up all the airways, pumping up Pat Mahomes, pumping up Kelsey, pumping up Tyreek Hill. And, those guys are great players, so you can pump them up. But, once it comes time for Sunday and the Bills Mafia knows who's coming out there to play some football, and it's us. We pin our ears back and we get after you. We get after you for 4 quarters, and that's just how we go. So we like that the experts, don't respect us, don't want to acknowledge us, don't want to give us credit. That's fine. We'll just keep punching people in the mouth until we get that credit, and that's just how we're going to be.
Ooh, hold on. You know what he just said? Hold on. Look, I got to take my. He said his team's going to what? They're gonna do some work. They're gonna put in that work, and you're gonna punch them in the mouth. That's what I heard. I love that. And you know what? I know you talk about this clown who did the whole bet with Coward Cat, whatever his name is. That guy's a clown. Holy cow, that dude's a clown. I was watching some of the stuff finally on YouTube or Instagram.
Choking through the screen. But hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's just like all the doubters, man. He had to pay. You know, he got picked around. But getting back to that game against Kansas City, it was what, 27. What was the score again? The final score?
26-17.
26-17. But if you remember, in the fourth quarter, with like 6.5 minutes left, if we would have stopped them, they had 6 or 8 minutes, and then they scored the field goal to put that game out of reach. But we were right there. The game was a lot closer than the final score indicates. They were only up by 6 points, and in that fourth quarter, Josh didn't hardly even see the field in that fourth quarter, from what I remember. Then they kicked that field goal, and that kind of was like the end of the game. So it's gonna have to be a different, outcome. I know it was a crappy game. We were short players. A lot of players were hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny says if Watkins plays, he chokes and either fumbles or drops a pass right into the Bills defender. That would be a great. Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you, Kenny, but he's always injured too. I mean, he's a great player. There's a lot of big things that we expected from over here in Buffalo, but he never, panned out. But that's what I'm saying. If we play smart, we got all healthy players back.
Yeah.
All our guys are healthy. Mahomes is not going to be the same. I mean, he's got that spinal cord concussion. I never even heard of that. And he's got a turf toe. He's got something wrong with his toe. So he's not going to be at 100%. So we're going to have to make, I know Leslie Frazier's going to have some packages and try to get him a little bit flustered and make him have to run out of the pocket and whatnot. I mean, that's what he does. That's what he's good at. But is he going to be good in pain, hurting? You know what I mean? So I think the pressure's coming. Matt Milano with that matchup with Kelsey. I think I'm hoping for the Bills to pull out this win. I'm gonna call it 28-24 Bills.
Well, listen, I think it's going to be tough. If we look at the numbers here, listen, points per game. Bills are averaging 31. 31.3. We're second. They're averaging 29.6. They're sixth. All right. Points allowed per game. We're averaging 23.5, 16th. They're averaging 22.6, 10th. Sacks, we have 38, which is ranked 15th. They have 32. They're 19th. Turnovers, we're +4. We're 10th. They're +6, 8th. Third down percentage, we're 49.7. First, they're 49. They're third. Red zone, we're 61.8, 13th. They're 61.0. They're 14th. You go down, penalties. We're 102, ranks 27th in the league. They're 105, 29th in the league. Average yards per game, we're 396.4. We're second. They're 415.8. They're first. And the list goes down. Opposing average yards per game, we're giving up 352.5, which is 14th. They're giving up 358.3, 16th. We're close all the way down the line. And everybody loves Mahomes. And you know me, I'm like this, sipping on that haterade. Lay back. Yeah. Listen.
You got to take into effect, and you got to take into account, too, that the Buffalo Bills defense, the past 8 games, have been averaging, I think, 10 points, against other teams. Their defense step up now when it needs to count. We weren't the same defense we were the first 6, 7 games now, or 8 games. Now we were, we would be, if it wasn't for the Cardinal game, we'd be actually like 12-0 right now. So, taking that Cardinal game, that loss out of it, would be 12-0 from that point on. But
if it wasn't for the Cardinal game, like you said, our last game loss would have been to Kansas City.
Exactly. I think the defense has been stepping up. You could tell. Teron Johnson had 2 crucial picks, one against Pittsburgh, one against Baltimore. So guys that me and you didn't really expect to step up are stepping up, which is a sign of a great team. It's a team effort. So I'm excited that the Bills defense, a lot of them counted out, but you got to remember, we were the top 3 defense last year, and we pretty much, what's up, KK? We were the top 3 sports show. I don't know if that's Kenny or Kurt, but whatever it is, what's up, man?
That's their show.
But,
that's their
you know,
show.
But what we got pretty much the same personnel. I mean, I know Quentin Fain was out in that game. No Feliciano. There's a lot of guys that are coming back that are healthy. It's going to be noticeable. That's why I'm picking my Bills to beat them 28-24.
Real quick, I know we missed there's Kenny's 30-27. I like that. He also posted this one we didn't put out, Bobby. I'm going to throw out there. He's the field goal kickers again. I believe the Bills will win a close game and hit their field goals and extra points and win by 3 at the end of the 4th quarter. That's when he came up with this. And I believe that was Kurt who said, "What's up, boys?" Another thing, my buddy Rob, all kidding aside, it's going to be one heck of a game. Bills have a legit chance and deserve the win. Plus, who knows if Mahomes will be 100% the first year of Viva Los Bills and maybe a Super Bowl. Best wishes, guys. Also, hey, my buddy Dave, Buffalo Will. Bills are quick on defense. They're going to run Patrick Mahomes to the ground. I hope he's right. Hey, also, nobody said who knows who knows how Mahomes is going to be after getting ripped like that. He never really got hurt like that. He's got a bump toe. You know, the Bills are going to be coming at him. Again, the Bills, to me, they have to mix in the 4-3 because you know Kansas City is going to come out and try to run the ball. You're going to have to mix that in. And if you want to run the 42, that's fine. I mean, well, not 46, but that nickel defense, that's fine. But if they're tearing us up in the middle, what I would do is more run kind of like a nickel. You got Tyron Johnson and you got your boy, Josh Norman out there. If it gets crazy, man, throw Norman on Kelsey. Play one-on-one, you know, and if not, hey, run the 46, you know, try to keep Milano or Tyron Johnson on Kelsey. I know it's a hard thing to do. And then you just keep Trey, you know, looking over there, Trey staring down that boy Mahomes like, I got you. Me and you, I got you. And everybody, you mix up this. You could go man-to-man with Tyreek Hill and White. You could throw Levi Wallace on Robinson. You know, you got matchups. They got enough good players on that Bills defense to stop these guys. And our offense, again, as long as they mix it up, I don't see why there would be a problem. There's no reason why we can't beat this squad. No reason whatsoever.
What's your final score?
Man, I hate doing that score stuff. I think it's going to be.
I know, but hey, you ain't got no. There's no betting. There's only 4 teams left, so you're gonna have to give me a score. I said 28-24. Kenny said 30-27. What's your take?
13-24 Buffalo.
Woo! That's a blowout.
And then
that's a blowout, man.
I think Kansas City. I think Green Bay beats Tampa. That's what I think too. Just because they're at Lambeau Field. But if Green Bay craps the bed like they did against Tampa that first time, woo,
sick. Yeah, man, they got blown out. It was ugly. They pressured Rodgers a lot. I saw that game. If they play anywhere near the way they played that game, they're going to take an L.
I will say this, though. I will say this. Tom Brady's throws in that game in New Orleans in the Dome were not that pretty either. He did have some nice passes, but some of them, and if you're going to have to throw like that in the wind over there, I don't know. It was a little iffy. But he's used to that playing in New England.
Yeah, I'm even though Green Bay got kind of slaughtered by Tampa Bay, I'd like for Green Bay. I like the way they're playing now. It's a totally different team, just like us defensively. They're changed offensively. They're awesome now. I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers by 3 now. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think it'll be like 33-30. And the reason why I'm leaning towards them because if we win, I don't want to play Brady in Tampa for the Super Bowl. That's gonna be nuts. Come on now, they're home. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of having the edge towards the Green Bay Packers. So like I said, 33-30 Packers, and I'm crossing my thumbs because they got blown out week 6. So we'll see.
Kenny said it's going to be freezing cold. There you go. Tampa beats Tampa Bay 30-10 in week 16, and Tampa humidity. This is Green Bay. Green Bay wins 23-17. I agree with them. Listen.
By the way, they're playing in Green Bay too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I
playoff
said.
game.
That's what I said, because of that cold and the wind. You know, his passes didn't look on point up in a dome. So how are they going to look outside in the cold?
And I said 33-30, but too late. I'm sticking with it. Who cares? Win, no win, whatever. I want Green Bay to
win. Hopefully, we'll be seeing our Buffalo run and smack Mahomes like this. And that's Mahomes over there, and then boom. Hopefully, that'll be Mahomes getting smacked up, and hopefully, we'll see some of this going on. Where is it? Some of this, hopefully, you know, and maybe some of this going on, and whoosh. But anyway, so all you know what we're gonna do before we go, for the last thing, we're gonna play what's his name? What's his name's video? Yeah, let's get some. Yeah. You're the mafia. We the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia, we the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia. You know who the beast in the AFC East? We gon' grind this thing out for 17 weeks, yeah. You hating on the Bills, then you way off. Talk is cheap, meet us in the playoffs. Game day, you know we going off. Got your team captain shaking at the coin toss. We say mafia, that means family to me, cause we stand with the team, best fans in the league. We the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia, we the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia, Bills mafia, Bills mafia, we the mafia. Hey, let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Yo, on that note,
so excited for this game, bro. I'm geek, bro. Man, I haven't been excited for a long time, man. This is salute, bro. Look, I got a little bit left.
Salute to all the fans. Salute.
All the fans.
Let's get it in.
It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Wait, hold up.
Hopefully we're popping something better next week.
Yes,
well, all your fans, thanks for checking in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the video, Fred and Kenny. Thanks for all the comments. Kurt, Angelo, Rob. Whoa. Hey, whoa. Hey, we're gonna leave. We're gonna bounce out. We're gonna say goodnight. Bobby, you got some last words before that Esa Loca?
Nah, I'm good. Go Bills.
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Peace. Go Bills,
baby. Go Bills.
Go.